Welcome to GSA Search Engine Ranker Training, video number 2. Today we're going to be going over indexing. Again, it's up here in the options section, and we're going to go to the indexing portion here on the master navigation menu. Now, on this page are two different types of services. There's indexing and there's pinging. Pinging is something like you use on a WordPress blog when you make a post. It sends out a ping, so the spiders of the search engine will come see your post. But generally for linking, we're not going to be using this. This is a global on and off, so you don't have to worry about what's checked here below. As long as this is not checked, it won't be using these pinging services. If you decide for some reason to use it, just turn it on. Then you can select which ones you'd like to use. The indexing services that work with GSA Search Engine Ranker are here. Again, there's the GSA SEO indexer that comes from GSA, which is a desktop piece of software. These are indexing services. They work through an API key, which automatically sends the links over from GSA to them, and they provide their service. And each one is pretty specialized in what they provide. So I figure we'd spend a minute going through that information. Those are actual links in there in GSA to their website, so I just open them up and I have them here all in a row. GSA Search Engine Ranker is here. It's only $20, but sometimes you get what you pay for. It just is very slow. At the end of the day, you'll have made a large quantity of links with GSA, and this will be working on a very small portion of those and continuing to move forward. So it just doesn't keep up, and some say that it requires too many assets on your server as well. So I don't recommend it. You can give it a try if you like. The next service on the list is Instant Link Indexer, and a lot of these services are highly specialized. You notice this one is all about getting an instant indexing in minutes. This would be good for something like possibly a launch jacking, or something where you want to get your results very quickly. So if you're interested in launch jacking, you can see here's the price range, so not too expensive for quick linking, and it's definitely worth giving a try, especially if you're doing launch jacking. I use indexification myself because it gives you 1.5 million links a month, and it's only $17.97. They do a good job of indexing. So it's the most reasonable, and gives you the broadest array of service over a substantial number of links for a month. So I do recommend this service. Linklicious, I don't really know much about. They have different plans for anywhere from 2,500 index links a day to 50,000. You can see it's anywhere from free to $57 a month. So I don't know much about it. I know it's fairly popular, but if that looks interesting to you, you might give it a try. Nuclear Link Indexer, I've been looking this over, and it's from a foreign country. The sales page doesn't even seem to be very well written, so I would have trust issues with this. But it's something you might try if you want. Link Pipeline I do use at times. The whole thing with Link Pipeline is it's not really an indexing service per se. It provides more like high quality tier 2 linking to your links as you go. The thing about it though is it's only about 600 links per day, or 265 links per day. So this is just for a specialized campaign. If you're doing something you really want a lot of juice and you're doing it on a limited basis, that's what I use it for. Specialty campaigns where I want some juice behind my links. So for that kind of purpose, you might want to give this a look. And then there's Backlinks Indexer, which again, 15,000 links per month isn't very much, and the price seems high to me. So, and then there's Index Imperior, and they, I don't really know much about it. It does seem like they do 50,000 URLs per day, and it's something you might want to give a try, but I don't really know much about it. So those are the services that work directly with GSA, providing an API key, incorporate directly into GSA, where as links are made, they're automatically sent over to their services until you run out of your limits per day, or your limits per month. Now, to that end, there's ways to restrict it so only certain things go over too. I mean, you can set it for only do-follow links to be sent to your indexing service, and only PR links above a certain PR. And so you could govern down the links that are going over there, just making sure your super good ones are being indexed. That's another strategy. And you can even drip feed them if it's supported by the individual service. So those are things you're probably going to want to experiment with for specialty campaigns and specialty circumstances. And that's really how the linking portion, or the indexing portion of GSA works. Those are the services it works with. And again, the whole purpose of doing indexing is to get your links, indexed in the search engines index, so they can start applying their power more rapidly instead of Google having to stumble upon them, which could take a great deal of time in some cases, or maybe never happen even. So that's all the information on indexing. We'll be going on in our next video into the CAPTCHA service.